Modern echoes: Trump, Musk, and the playbook of power. In the realm of governmentia, Zoran the Dragon had witnessed the rise and fall of many leaders. His ancient wisdom allowed him to draw parallels between historical and modern figures, revealing the recurring patterns of power and influence. Introduction to modern figures. In these modern times, Zoran began, his voice echoing through the ancient halls, to figures have risen to prominence, wielding immense influence in their respective domains. Donald Trump and Elon Musk. One, a political titan, and the other, a technological visionary. Both have left indelible marks on the world. Donald Trump, the 45th President of the United States, known for his unorthodox style and populist appeal, continued to dominate the political landscape even after his presidency. Elon Musk, the enigmatic CEO of Tesla and SpaceX, revolutionized the tech industry and expanded his influence by acquiring social media platform Twitter, now X. Why do we look to leaders for answers, even when they repeat history's mistakes? Zoran pondered, his eyes reflecting the depth of his contemplation. The power of propaganda. Trump's use of social media. Donald Trump masterfully used social media to command attention and shape public discourse. His provocative statements and rallies kept him in the news cycle, rallying his supporters and drawing criticism from opponents. Even after leaving office, his influence persisted through his social media presence. Musk's influence on public opinion. Elon Musk utilized Twitter to amplify certain narratives and suppress others by promoting controversial figures and conspiracy theories, such as anti-vaccine rhetoric and engaging with far-right accounts. Musk shaped public opinion and maintained a strong following. The cult of personality. Trump's charismatic appeal. Trump maintained a loyal base by positioning himself as an outsider fighting against the deep state. His charismatic appeal and populist rhetoric resonated with many, solidifying his influence over a significant portion of the electorate. Musk's visionary persona. Musk's portrayal as a tech genius and savior of humanity through projects like SpaceX and Tesla garnered admiration and support. Despite controversies, his visionary persona remained intact, further bolstered by his live-streamed conversations with conservative figures. Why do we follow leaders without questioning? Zoran reflected, is it the allure of certainty in uncertain times, or the comfort of a strong figure who promises to shield us from the storms of life? Exploiting fear and crisis. Trump's rhetoric on immigration and crime. Trump frequently used rhetoric warning of an invasion of the southern border and rising crime rates in democratic cities. By exploiting fear, he justified extreme measures and rallied his base. Musk's warnings about AI and global threats. Musk often issued doomsday predictions about artificial intelligence and called for regulation. While some viewed these warnings as self-serving, they reinforced his image as a forward-thinking leader addressing existential risks. Attacks on democratic institutions. Trump's legal battles and claims of election fraud. Trump's ongoing claims that the 2020 election was stolen and his attempts to undermine confidence in the 2024 election eroded trust in democratic institutions and fueled division. Musk's influence on free speech. Musk's changes to Twitter's moderation policies allowed hate speech and misinformation to flourish. His decision to reinstate banned accounts, including those of far-right figures, while restricting access to journalists and critics, sparked controversy. Why do we let fear control us? Zoran pondered. Fear is a powerful motivator, but it can also be a dangerous one. When wielded irresponsibly, it can erode the very foundations of democracy and lead to the loss of cherished freedoms. Scapegoating and division. Trump's rhetoric against immigrants and political opponents. Trump's speeches often targeted immigrants and labeled his opponents as enemies of the state, fostering division and scapegoating. Musk's feuds and public attacks. Musk engaged in online feuds with individuals and organizations, using his platform to discredit critics. His public spat with the Anti-Defamation League, ADL, further polarized public opinion. Why do we let leaders divide us? Zoran questioned. Why do we ignore the lessons of history when the same patterns appear again and again? Conclusion. As Zoran reflected on the actions of Trump and Musk, he saw how they embodied many of the tactics used by authoritarian leaders in the past. It's up to us, he declared, to recognize these patterns and stand up for democracy, fairness, and truth. Only by learning from history can we forge a future where liberty and justice prevail. Exploiting fear and crisis. Fear is a powerful tool, Zoran began, his voice resonating through the ancient halls. When wielded by those in power, it can shape minds and alter the course of history. Trump's rhetoric on immigration and crime. President Trump frequently invoked fear in his speeches, warning of an invasion at the southern border and rising crime rates in democratic cities. By portraying immigrants as a threat to national security and safety, he rallied his base and justified harsh immigration policies. Musk's warnings about AI and global threats. Elon Musk often issued dire warnings about artificial intelligence and global threats. His frequent doomsday predictions about AI, coupled with calls for regulation, were seen by some as self-serving. During a recent Senate AI summit, Musk highlighted AI's existential risks while promoting his own AI ventures, furthering his influence in the tech industry. Why do we let fear control us? Zoran pondered. Fear can blind us to reason and compel us to surrender our freedoms in the hope of security. Attacks on democratic institutions. The pillars of democracy are fragile, Zoran observed. When they are undermined, the entire structure is at risk of collapse. Trump's legal battles and claims of election fraud. President Trump's ongoing claims that the 2020 election was stolen and his attempts to undermine confidence in the 2024 election eroded trust in democratic institutions. His legal battles and rhetoric sowed doubt and division among the populace. Musk's influence on free speech. Elon Musk's changes to Twitter's moderation policies had significant implications for free speech. Critics argued that his decisions allowed hate speech and misinformation to flourish. A recent example included Musk's decision to reinstate banned accounts, including those of far-right figures, while restricting access to journalists and critics. Why do we look to leaders for answers, even when they repeat history's mistakes? Zoran reflected. It is in our nature to seek certainty in uncertain times, but we must remain vigilant and question those in power. Scapegoating and division. Division weakens us, Zoran noted. It creates fractures that can be exploited by those who seek to control. Trump's rhetoric against immigrants and political opponents. President Trump's speeches often targeted immigrants and labeled his opponents as enemies of the state. This rhetoric fostered division and scapegoating, pitting communities against one another and deepening societal rifts. Musk's feuds and public attacks. Elon Musk engaged in online feuds with individuals and organizations, often using his platform to discredit critics. A recent example was Musk's public spat with the Anti-Defamation League ADL, where he accused them of undermining free speech. Critics argued that Musk was deflecting from the rising hate speech on his platform. Musk's acquisitions and consolidation of power. The tale of Elon Musk, the enigmatic and bold entrepreneur who has left an indelible mark on a tech landscape. From the acquisition of Twitter to the groundbreaking innovations of Tesla, SpaceX, and more, let's dive into the legend of Musk seen through the eyes of Zoran the Dragon. Twitter, now X. In October 2022, Elon Musk made waves with his $44 billion acquisition of Twitter, rebranding it as X. This bold move was just the beginning. Musk wasted no time in implementing sweeping changes across the platform, executing mass layoffs, overhauling policies, and reinstating previously banned accounts. Reports emerged that Musk's team raided Twitter's computer systems to assess internal communications and data, further consolidating his control over the platform. Other ventures. Tesla. Musk's electric vehicle company, Tesla, has become a cornerstone of the automotive industry. Although it has faced scrutiny over labor practices and workplace culture. SpaceX. Musk's aerospace company, SpaceX, continues to push the boundaries of space exploration, securing significant government contracts and exerting substantial influence. Neuralink, Musk's neurotechnology company, Neuralink, aims to develop brain-computer interfaces, sparking both excitement and concern about the implications of merging human cognition with machines. The Boring Company, Musk's infrastructure and tunnel construction venture, is revolutionizing urban transportation with ambitious projects aimed at alleviating traffic congestion. xAI. In 2023, Musk launched xAI, a new artificial intelligence company. Critics argue that this venture could further consolidate his influence over tech and AI development. Quote by Zoran the Dragon, "Behold, the chronicles of Elon Musk, a modern titan whose ambitions know no bounds. Yet, with great power comes great responsibility, and the balance between innovation and ethical stewardship shall determine the fate of mankind." Zoran the Dragon.